Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 23. We are hearing how the Brāhmaṇas are lamenting that in spite of doing all the rituals and sacrifices, they are not able to understand that all of this is done to please Krishna, to bring one to the point of pleasing Krishna. Whereas their wives, simply by hearing about Krishna, develop their love for him. Reading on. Anyatha purna kamasya
अन्यथा पूर्णकामस्य
kaivalya adi ashi shampate
कैवल्य आदि आशीषां पतेः
ishit ishit vaye kim asmabhir
ईशित्वये किम् अस्माभिः
ishyasyetad vidambanam.
ईशस्य तत् विडम्बनम्.
Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, why would the Supreme Controller, whose every desire is already fulfilled, and who is the Master of liberation, and all other transcendental benedictions, enact His presence, pretense with us, who are always to be controlled by Him? Although Lord Krishna is the absolute truth, He humbly sent His cowherd boyfriends to beg food from the Brāhmaṇas. In doing so, He exposed the Brāhmaṇas' foolish arrogance and established the glories of His own transcendental beauty by attracting their very wives to surrender at His lotus feet. So the Brāhmaṇas are saying, Krishna, the absolute truth, He doesn't need anything from anyone. He's Atmaram. And Krishna is Atmaram, all self-satisfied. Master of liberation. Krishna is not in this control of this material energy. In fact, He's the one who can give us liberation. And all other transcendental benedictions. Krishna can bestow on anyone any kind of benediction. So the Supreme Controller, who's so powerful, who can give anything to anyone, He's coming here begging for food from us. It is just to expose us that what we are doing is, just for the sake of doing it without understanding. Is that okay?
Is it that they are getting the mercy, so like they are being corrected, like what it is for, right? That's what.
Well, yeah, momentarily, that's right.
Right?
Momentarily, they
For
are
the moment.
understanding.
Yeah, for their understanding.
Yeah. Because then they just go back. They actually don't go to surrender to Krishna because they are afraid of guns. So momentarily, yeah. Hitva yan bhajate yam shrihi
हित्वा अन्यां भजते यं श्रीः
ada sparsh ashaya sakrit
पादस्पर्श आशया सकृत्
swa atma dosha apavargena
स्व आत्मदोष अपवर्गेण
yad yachna jana mohini.
तत्याज्ञा जनमोहिनी.
Hoping for the touch of His lotus feet, the goddess of fortune perpetually worships Him alone, leaving aside all others and renouncing her pride and fickleness. That He begs is certainly astonishing to everyone. The Supreme Master of the Goddess of Fortune herself, obviously, does not have to beg for food, as pointed out here by the Brāhmaṇas, who are finally manifesting real spiritual intelligence. So they are saying that Goddess Lakshmi, she possesses all the opulences. She's the one, in fact, who gives opulences to others. Everyone begs to Goddess Lakshmi, right? Please give me wealth. Please give me good fortune. And what does she do? She serves Pada Sevanam, always massaging the lotus feet of the Lord. She's known to be fickle, chanchal, doesn't stay in one place, right? So one is fortunate for some time, but then after some time, time changes. One may not be so fortunate after that. But she herself, she's always serving the lotus feet of Krishna. And such a personality is begging. Now they are like, it's astonishing that Krishna, who is the controller, the supreme controller, that even the goddess of fortune is the one who's massaging his lotus feet. He came to beg us for food. So in the purport is said that finally they are manifesting real spiritual intelligence. Desha Kala Prathak Dravyam
Deshakala Prathak Dravyam
Mantra Tantra Vijognaya
Mantra Tatnaritvo Ganaya
Devata Yajamanascha
Devata Yajmanascha
Kratur Dharmascha Yanmayaha
Kratur Dharmascha Yatmayaha
Sa Eva Bhagavan Sakshat
Sa Eva Bhagavan Sakshat
Vishnur Yogeshwareshwaraha
Vishnu Yogeshwar Ishwaraha
Jato Yadushva iti Ashrin Ashrinma
Jato Yadusho iti ashranma
Hi api mudha na vidmahe.
Hi api mudhana vidmahe.
All the aspects of sacrifice, the auspicious place and time, the various items of paraphernalia, the Vedic hymns, the prescribed rituals, the priests and sacrificial fires, the demigods, the patron of the sacrifice, the sacrificial offering, and the pious results obtained. All are simply manifestations of his opulences. Yet, even though we had heard that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, the Lord of all mystic controllers, had taken birth in the Yadu dynasty, we were so foolish that we could not recognize Sri Krishna to be none other than him. So it seems they had heard that the Supreme Lord had taken birth in the Yadu dynasty, Lord of all mystic controllers, Yogeshwar. But yet we were not able to recognize when he came. So then all the different aspects of sacrifice. Sacrifice is done at an auspicious place, at a auspicious time. A morat, everyone will say, what's a morat? And then where it should be done, it should be an auspicious place. And then all the items that are needed to perform the sacrifice. Then the sacrifice is done by chanting certain mantras. Then certain rituals are to be done. The vidhi, do it this way. This is to be done. This is to be done. And then the sacrifice is performed by these special priests. It's very expert priests are needed to do sacrifices. Sacrificial fire, demigods, the patron of the sacrifice. And then the offering that is done, what is being offered in the sacrifice, and the result one gets of the sacrifice. All this is Krishna is arranging. Is all of this is by mercy of Krishna. simply manifestation of his opulences. Right? Nothing is separate from Krishna. So the very fact that they're doing sacrifices is also a mercy of Krishna because everything is coming from Krishna. One may think, okay, I'm doing this sacrifice, but not understanding that one is able to perform the sacrifice, buy these items. And there is this, the place has been chosen, the time has been chosen, and one is able to actually perform it. All is being done by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So they are this yajnik Brahmanas, right? They're always doing sacrifices, and they had heard that Krishna has taken birth, that Supreme Lord has taken birth, or rather appeared in the Yadu dynasty. Yet, when he came personally to see them, they couldn't understand. So now they're lamenting that they're not even understanding what they're doing, why they're doing. Tasmai namo bhagavate
तस्मै नमो भगवते
Krishnaya kunthamedase
कृष्णाय कुण्ठमेघसे
yanmaya mohita dhiyo
यन्माया मोहितधियो
brahm brahmama karma vartmasu.
ब्रह्मा महकर्मवर्तमसु.
Let us offer our obeisances unto Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His intelligence is never bewildered, whereas we, confused by his power of illusion, are simply wandering about on the paths of wherever. So they are saying, let us offer our obeisances to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, his intelligence, he never gets confused. But they are saying, whereas we get confused by this Maya, by the Maya Devi. And then we have material desires. Based on that, then we are going, different places, different planets, different situations, different bodies, simply wandering about on the paths of wherever. Savena Adya Purusha
सवेन आद्यः पुरुष
Swamaya Mohit Atmanam
स्वमाया मोहित आत्मनाम्
Avigyat Anubhavanam
अविज्ञात अनुभावानाम्
Shantum Arhati Atikramam.
क्षन्तुम् अर्हति अतिक्रमम्.
We were bewildered by Lord Krishna's illusory potency and thus could not understand his influence as the original personality of Godhead. Now we hope he will kindly forgive our offense. So they are saying, because of Maya, our intelligence got bewildered. We are not able to understand that all the sacrifices are meant for him. And now we hope that he will forgive us, that we couldn't recognize that he's God himself. Iti swagam anusmritya
इति स्वागम् अनुस्मृत्य
Krishne te krita helana
कृष्णै ते कृतहेलनः
didrikshavo vrajam atha
दिदिक्षभो व्रजम् अथ
kasmad bhita na chachalan.
तस्माद् भीता न चाचलन्.
Thus reflecting on the sin they had committed by neglecting Lord Krishna, they became very eager to see him, but being afraid of King Kamsa, they did not dare to go to Vraj. Realizing their offense against Lord Krishna and finally appreciating his almighty position, the Brahmanas naturally wanted to rush to Vraj and surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord. But they were afraid that Kamsa would certainly kill them when his spies reported that they had gone to Krishna. The Brahmanas' wives were absorbed in ecstatic Krishna consciousness and thus went to Krishna anyway, just as the gopis, simply to dance with the Lord. traveled in the dead of the night through a forest inhabited by wild animals. But the Brahmanas were not on such an advanced platform of Krishna consciousness, and thus, overcome by fear of Kamsa, they could not see the Lord face to face. Thus end the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to the 10th Canto, 23rd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled, The Brahmana's Wives Blessed. So the Brahmanas are understanding, oh, Krishna, the Supreme Lord is here. We committed a sin that He asked us for some food and we neglected Him. So here they are asking for forgiveness. They're asking for forgiveness, but they are too afraid of Kamsa. They are afraid that he will stop allowing them to do their sacrifices, or he may even kill them. And so that's why they didn't go to meet Krishna. The wives, of course, they were too attached to Krishna. They didn't care for anything. They went anyways, just like the gopis. They went to meet Krishna. So here the position of the Brahmanas is like, yeah, they are understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, but then they're continuing again with what they were doing. It's not clearly mentioned, but it's like they're scared of Kans, right? So because they're scared of Kans, then they're just going to continue their activities in the same way as before.
Hare Krishna, Shilpa, where are they? In which place? Huh?
In which place? Let's see. They were outside Vrindavan.
Yeah, in some forest,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
exactly in Vrindavan, right?
It, outside of the village of Vrindavan.
Outside of the village.
So, right, it was outside.
Actually, we have read no that Krishna was going to the another villages, like
Yeah.
the different
Was it
vanas.
in this one or was it in the other? he- Okay, they were hungry, and then he says, "There's a." So they were not in the village of Vrindavan because
Yeah, they were outside of
uh,
the village. Okay.
outside.
And still,
But
like they were
exactly,
fearful, huh? So they were scared that Kamsa will come to know.
yeah,
That's why they had that fear,
yes,
huh? Oh,
yeah, they're fearful that Kans will kill them or stop them from doing their sacrifices, or.
right, right. Okay.
So because of that, they're like, okay, we are not going to go meet Krishna. They're not going.
And whereas the wives were not at all, they were not scared. And they met Krishna. They went and, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they met Krishna. So, okay. They were not scared at all. They didn't care. They had already developed this great attachment for Krishna, this
Mm.
great eagerness,
Shilpa ji,
lolium.
in 22, chapter
Mm,
22, text 29, it's written that कुछ काल के बाद देवकी पुत्र भगवान श्री कृष्ण अपने ग्वाल मित्रों से घिरकर तथा अपने बड़े भाई बलराम के साथ गाय चराते हुए वृंदावन से बहुत दूर निकल गए.
mm,
बहुत दूर. Okay. So this is like after वो जो वस्त्र का हुआ उसके बाद का है ये. Yeah, right.
yeah,
After the So like
yeah, that's right.
it's mentioned there that they went quite far away. And after that,
Mm,
the friends were playing and they were doing something, and then they felt that Krishna would be hungry. And then they
mm,
asked for the food. So they already like
yeah,
they were quite far from. Yeah, quite. It's written like quite far. It's not mentioned particular. It's not mentioned
yeah,
that which
but was
particular,
to, na?
but
Right.
quite far.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, that brings us to the end of this chapter here, 23. Any realizations, any comments?
Just realizing that, yeah, the Brahmana wives, they are, yeah, very, what would I say, very realized soul, I can say. I think that
Yeah,
they knew who Krishna is, right? Mm.
yeah,
He's like the Supreme Lord, and that intense, that love for Krishna before they met, and they already, like, had that so much of love, and that just by hearing about Krishna,
yeah. So that,
that they gave, like, it's like how, like, the gopis were, right? So same way, the wives of the Brahmanas also, like that.
yeah, yeah,
I'm just realizing that how we have read before that how women's heart is very soft and it's easy for her to, connect. And
mm,
she she's so compassionate in her nature that it's easy for her to relate. So like how it is always for a woman anywhere throughout, because their heart is filled with so much compassion, love, and they can connect more deeply without worrying,
they're
because the
more
men,
willing to hear. They're more
yes,
willing to hear.
they're more willing to hear. And like they don't care, because they were not worried if Kans would do them something. They didn't even thought about that.
Yeah,
But the men had to, because it was their part. They were scared, like. So I mean, also being a woman is one, like kind of a, like how do we say, कि उसको easily मिल रहा है वो.
yeah, yeah. They were more simple.
Yeah, more simple. Yes.
So when they heard these women, the Brahmanas' wives, they were simple. So they heard about Krishna and they got so attached to Krishna.
Like, for us also, if I give an example of us, like if we hear that some Maharaj is there, then no matter what, if like, the program is in the afternoon, we somehow manage and go. But for men, it gets difficult, or they don't, or somehow, like for women, it's always very easy to hear in Sangha,
Mm.
to,
Yeah,
Think the women
yeah,
get attracted faster, right?
yes, because they have a soft heart, they have
Yeah,
so much
yeah. That's
compassion,
why
they have
when
so
we
much
see,
love.
right, so many like that, when people go in that some gathering, this thing, and you find more women.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
true.
I think that is also, that's like,
yeah, yeah.
realization from here, that that's really a good point.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Okay, stop here
Yes.
today. Thank you all for listening and joining Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare